Hey guys, Maniac here, and I'm here with some more Maniac reviews. And today, for Maniac reviews, I'm gonna be reviewing Rise of the Guardians. What? Sorry, what's that? Hugh Jackman's in this movie. Not another French musical! No! Alright, so Rise of the Guardians. First thing I'm gonna say before I even start the review, new hat, guys. Instead of the old DC thing, I'm gonna be using this from now on because, you know, Maniac and Maniac's Destroy. Anyways though, so Rise of the Guardians. This movie is basically about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Sandman, Tooth Fairy, I guess you could say Jack Frost, team up to defeat the Boogeyman. So it's all kind of like holiday themed. They kind of like combine every kind of like big story believer thing into one, which, you know, it's a kind of a cool idea. I'll start off with characters. So we have Jack Frost being the main character, Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, Sandman, and Pitch Black, aka the Boogeyman. So storyline. So basically, you know, Jack Frost, he doesn't know what his place is when it kind of comes to him and the Guardians and stuff like that. He doesn't know where his place is in the world. And then one day, you know, Santa Claus is, you know, preparing for the Christmases, and all of a sudden, boop, here comes the Boogeyman invading his place, thinking, you know, then he calls all the Guardians. So then there's Tooth Fairy, Sandman, and Easter Bunny arrive. They're all like, sup, Santa? And Santa's like, I'm German. And they're like, alright. And then he's like, I feel it in my belly. And then everybody laughs, and then I'm sitting there going, I don't get it. And then there's the man in the moon who's just like, yo, Jack Frost's the next Guardian. Then the Easter Bunny's just like, I'm Hugh Jackman, I have a big ego. Don't get Jack Frost, he's not cool. And then, you know, Jack Frost is later on shown playing with the children. He's like, wow, I can't be seen. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm going to make these big ice sculptures. And then there's this kid who, like, has a sled, and he flies, and he's going through. Then there's this truck full of couches, and then I'm like, oh god, this isn't going to be good. And then he avoids the couch, and I'm like, okay, couches, you save this little child. Then the kid flies off this ramp, lands in this bank of snow. He's like, that was awesome. And then a couch comes sliding by, hits him, and I'm just like, oh god, it makes too much sense. Oh, and then that kind of made me laugh because it was a bit of an inside joke because I was with some friends and they're like, oh god, it's couches, you predicted this day. I'm like, yes. And then there is, you know, Jack Frost gets kidnapped by these Yetis that helps Santa. Then the story kind of develops from there. I'll try not to spoil the rest of it. And basically, Pitch Black was a guy who used to be like all people used to be scared of back in the Middle Ages, and they believed in him. So, you know, they could see him, and it's basically, if you do not believe in this person, then you don't see them. That's why Jack Frost, you know, Jack Frost can't be seen because, you know, nobody believes in him. It's like, they kind of already say, like, it's just an expression. So, I guess loopholes and stuff like that. Now, this is a kids movie, but the one thing that I did like is that this wasn't like one of those sorry Cinderella story things. No, they made this like an epic good movie. I thought for it to be a kids movie, like, I think, like, adults would enjoy it. It's kind of like, I don't know about teenagers, they'd just be like, hey, let's go see check this Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, that's my impression of some random teenager. There you go. But anyways, but you know, it did have the appeal of adults, children, like, it was all age ranges. You know, I thought they actually did a good job of that. So, you know, anybody could really go see this movie. I thought it was actually better than Wreck-It Ralph. Better than Wreck-It Ralph, that's for sure. I don't know, I can't remember if this is a Disney movie or not. I think that this is Pixar. No, not even Pixar. I don't even know what the animator company is, because this is an animated movie. So, you know, yeah, I guess, so there's a lot of positives with this movie. You know, the voice actors were very good. You know, there was a lot of motion. You know, the voice actors didn't go wrong. Good job, guys. Pitch Black, I thought, was probably one of the greatest villains of any kind of kids movie I've ever seen. Next to, say, the big lizard gecko guy in Monsters Inc., which I can't remember what his name is. I've always thought of him as like the best kind of character villain for kids movies. So, you know, great thing there. But I guess negatives, a lot of the times there was like, at the ending especially, you know, spoiler alert, kind of, they fly off and, you know, there's like the kids waving by, and there is me and my friends, and we're thinking, so they just left these kids in the middle of ice, on this middle of like a little pond thing, no shoes on, in their pajamas, about 10 miles away from home. Tell me again how they're supposed to get home, how they're even gonna survive. It was like, so you just like send those kids to doom. There was one thing that I did see that kind of went wrong. There was a part where there was this elf. It's kind of hard to explain, but it was like this really kind of stupid thing, and it was like, but then there was like something that went wrong with the anime, and it was like, kind of like glitched out, and maybe that was just the movie for at my theater, but I don't know, it just kind of seemed to glitch out a bit and stuff. There was, I do think, like, the one kid, I forgot to mention, another main character, kind of Jamie, he was kind of, like, a lot of it kind of depended on him, and honestly, like, then it kind of got, like, all sobby from there, and it kind of lost its touch at that point. Like, they kind of just, like, swerved away and just, like, made it kind of more into a chick flick, and then it was like, oh yeah, back to the epicness. One thing that I did find smart is that they made Sandman quiet, and the reason why I thought that was smart is because he's not in a lot of the movie, so you don't really have to pay a voice actor. But, you know, there was the good amount of problems, the good amount of negatives, but it wasn't balanced, which, you know, is a good thing. You want to either have more, positives than you want negatives, and this time there was more positives, which is a good thing, more positives, which is a good thing because with a movie like this, you know, you kind of, it's a short movie too, and, you know, there was no padding, which I loved, because it seems like a lot of the movies that I've been seeing, there's padding, so they can make it longer, so they can make you stay longer, which we were going to go see The Hobbit, and I was kind of scared, because it's a 3-hour long movie. I'm just like, padding galore was the first thing I thought. So, you know, I'm happy it didn't really have, there was a bit of padding, but not that much, so, but for this movie, I guess I'm done my review on this, but for this movie, I'm going to give it a 3.9. 3.9. Alright, so yeah, that is it. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, favorite, like, and all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. All whatever I make. See you guys next time. He's gonna Dragon. Peace out.